So today Mark's going to talk about the Tiger, the remote control Tiger tank, and difficulties he may have had or things he came up against that he had to work through to build it.
So this is my Tiger tank remote control. It's a Tamiya kit, 1/16 scale, which is, you know, larger than I usually make. The kit itself is of an early production Tiger. So I managed to find a Japanese book of very, very detailed drawings of how the thing was built, what it was put together, what bits looked like, and how they changed over the course of its production. Because, as with everything else, there were modifications brought in the light of experience in use. So I had to change it, and I wanted to produce it as a Tiger tank which would have appeared in Normandy after the D-Day invasion. There weren't many produced. In total, only 1,300 Tigers were produced. Very expensive to produce, quite the epitome of all kinds of things, but it was a tank that emphasised gun power with this 88mm high velocity gun, very heavy armour for the time, and as always there are three qualities in tanks: mobility, armour protection and firepower, and you have to try and balance these. In the Tiger, what it lost to some degree was mobility because of the weight. Also its fuel consumption was massive. But in terms of the kit, converting it was complex. So a lot of I had to scratch build. I managed to get hold of that hatch from a different kit. I managed to get a sprue of spare parts, so I got the hatch. This bit I had to build because the original kit came with a drum cupola. This was a later version. This is a mid-production Tiger tank. I had to put Zimmerit on it, this strange rough corrugated coating, which was an anti-magnetic mine paste that they put their tanks on. I think they stopped putting it on in about September 1944, but this one would have carried it. I had to measure it up from photographs and try and get the lengths right, and I think in the end, if I remember, I used fine surface Polyfilla, so it's sort of a plaster effect that is actually fairly original. And then I also bought from an entirely separate company to Tamiya, Eduard, a full set of additional details, a lot of it in etched brass in sheets that you cut out of the sheet and then fold to fit. So all of these mudguards are Eduard brass fittings instead of the original plastic ones from the kit. The track links, spare track links on the side, the catches are all Eduard. Some of the details in the hatches, for instance, they're also Eduard.
Can you turn it round? Because if I go round, there's going to be shadow, so that we can see the exhausts and things. Otherwise, I'm going to create a shadow over it.
That way?
Yeah, so I can look at the back. That's it. That's good.
And these exhaust shrouds are also bent sheet brass. The tow cables are original, actually steel cables, bent to fit. The aerial is a separate one, a steel. Quite a dangerous one, a very sharp spike, but these mud guards.
Where did this figure come from? Did that come with it, or did you?
The figure came with the kit. I think I've probably detailed it a bit more than when it started out.
And has he got legs, or is he cut off in there?
He's cut off. I've set him up so I can position him there where he would be looking out, you know, observing what's going on. But I've also got him so I can lower him down so only his head is just out, because apparently in action tanks usually would be fighting with a head come on its head just out. The big problem with any tank is visibility. You can have infantry anti-tank teams creeping up on you and not see them, which is where in a tank you have to rely upon infantry to accompany you to fight off enemy anti-tank teams on foot.
How long did it take you to build it?
Several months, I think. Can't remember now.
Okay.
And it's actually got the original track on, because the original track is a sort of lightweight resin, I think, which works quite well. But indoors, it's the early style track. Only fruitcakes like me would know the difference. But I have indoors got a full-scale metal heavy track of the latest style, which also runs. It works quite well on it.
So the feature video on this channel is of this tiger being driven around the back garden of our house.
Yeah.
In France several years ago in the middle of a drought, because this is a remote control tiger. That'll do, I think.
Okay.